未来洗联储还有 HDO 洗币会别人抢着来成为国家流通的货币。接下来被国家认可、主权认可、主权流通，甚至大的这招地控制的金融集团流通，它是一定会发生的。
Good evening, good morning. Welcome to Crypto News Talk episode 62. My name is Bindi and I have my two guests here, Lily and Jessie. Please introduce yourselves.
Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining us today. Welcome to our Crypto News Talk, episode 62. I hope you enjoy our episode today on DeFi. Thank you.
All right. Good day from Australia, and good to have you back, Lily. And what's the cage fight today? We seem to have a cage fight, ongoing cage fight today. All right, back to you, Bindi.
Okay, now today we have Mr. Gensler's enforcement director coming out to warn people that there are more charges coming to exchanges and DeFi. So it seems like SEC is never ending with this clamping down of DeFi and crypto exchanges in general. So what is SEC up to? Let's have a look. Next slide, please, Flora. Okay, just briefly, we are going to talk about SEC, led by David Hirsch, is investigating crypto exchanges and DeFi projects. And that will go beyond Coinbase and Binance. But basically, he's planning that just because you are smaller and everything, it doesn't mean that we don't know who you are. We are going to come after you. Not just exchanges, we are also going after brokers, dealers, and DeFi in general. So next slide, Flora. So the slide says that US SEC is an independent federal agency. Sometimes I doubt whether it's really independent, because a lot of things that they are doing seems to be serving the interests of certain parties. Next up, David Hirsch. Flora, next slide. David Hirsch is the head of crypto assets and cyber units. He's the enforcement chief, and he is responsible to bring compliance and enforcement activities. But given that in the crypto space, regulations is pretty arcade, so it is really up to the enforcement and compliance unit to interpret how things are going to be interpreted. Now, next slide. Talking about CeFi and DeFi, of course, we know we are so used to having CeFi, which is intermediaries like banks, third parties for fund movement, charging fees, billions and billions of them. Now, DeFi, on the other hand, it is a disruptor to the industry. It is set, it seems like with every project that's coming up, the fees seems to be lesser and lesser with each public chain that comes out. The fees gets lesser and lesser. That is a huge challenge to the predecessor, but also definitely to the traditional banks. Now, launching into our first question here. First question, Flora. We want to talk about SEC, more SEC charges coming to the exchanges. Well, is that something they are just threatening, or do you think that they mean business? We're going to start with Jessie. Over to you, Jessie.
All right. Thanks, yeah. And we did mention the cage fight now. So in this cage fight, we have regulators on one side and the referee and umpire provided by the regulator themselves. And what's more, the rules will be announced as the fight continues. So, contestant, what's the rule? We'll let you know along the way. So who's going to take on the SEC, right? But then, especially, from a legal perspective, America, they work on the precedent-setting cases. This seems to be along the same vein of what they are doing. They will set precedent. And by not having a lack of clarity, there's two sides to the camp anyway, right? One says, if there's clarity, it's pretty clear, it's securities and how it has and whatever. So long you have entrepreneurs in it, therefore it's very clear from the SEC side. The other side goes, you got to create a clear path for us. The path is not clear, and that's how it is murky. But then, all right, even the CFTC chair, Rothstein, he's also saying that this is a year where that the precedent-setting cases will progress. It seems that only Congress moving quickly can help. And really, we begin this year from last year because SEC began hiring attorneys, not just one or two. Apparently, it was 20 to 40 actually.
Wow.
And then the spate of enforcement. Yeah, exactly, right. From last year onwards, so the writings has been on the wall, but most people go, nah, they cannot just come out like that. But it's really clever for them actually, because they are, behind them is the US government. So the question is really, are the crypto giants staring down the barrel of the might of the US government? And then will this, more importantly, we say in precedent setting, will this form a basis for a kind of the shadow rule for digital assets? Not clear, but shadow. And I think this is what is what is to be to be worried for almost everyone actually. They have been very clear now. It's DeFi we're coming after, not just crypto anymore. DeFi. There's a whole ecosystem. Oh wow, back to you.
There are so many DeFi platforms, so many cryptos. I really wonder how when are they going to finish their mission? Over to you, Lily. If you can just comment on question 1, please. Anything else that you want to add?
I just want to say that certainly we are seeing the fight of the titans. SEC is certainly want to protect the interests of traditional banks in this area of finance. The traditional banks, they have enjoyed control so far, and they are scared of decentralized finance, that they will be out of control. Of course, the pie as well, they want to have pie. So they are attempting to sort of broaden their definition of currency. They are going after DeFi. They are broadening their definition. So, of course, they have prepared all their arsenals, since like what Jesse say, last year they've been hiring attorneys. But then again, will they run off? Will they have enough budget to go after all of this? Of course, I'm sure they will choose a few to pick to make an example out of it. Then again, DeFi will they sort of like beat the finance of DeFi in terms of budget fighting this legal war? That is yet to be seen, I guess.
Yeah, that of course, a threat is a threat, and of course, the threat always serve twofolds, right? It is not just about warning the crypto companies, but it is the DeFi companies, the DeFi projects, but also the consumers, right? The people who are actually participating in the DeFi projects. Now, Hirsch says DeFi projects won't escape enforcement. The next slide, please, Flower. And then it says it won't escape the enforcement of division's attention either. So how is it possible that they can come after DeFi when there are actually hundreds of them? And because for so long, USD has been the reserve currency, a lot of people actually issue stablecoin based on USD. Surely you would think that from US point of view, it is actually a good thing, right? That people still issue stablecoin based on USD. But hey, they don't think so. So I just want to ask Jesse, how do you see this? Isn't it, why would they want to come after DeFi projects that are still using USD as a stable coin? Over to you, Jesse.
Yeah, well, I think you have touched on something which is raw nerve, actually, because it's like, the real question is like FTX. The issue in this crypto industry now is that it's about people failing and misusing of money. The non-segregation of crypto customers' money. That's the main push. So it is about people failing, but not failings in the technology that is being used. And that is why I feel there must be a dragnet and a control, because it is about the technology. Because the technology, as Mr. Monsworth has already said, it is so disruptive that it's like a day under the Tuscany sun. Everything is exposed. So and remember, this news comes after just a few weeks. You remember Grayscale? We spoke about Grayscale, yeah. You know, the ongoing saga with SEC. Now Grayscale won. Well, there's an appeal going on. But then what was important? The details. Now Grayscale, right? Previous application was under the Investment Company Act of 1940. But the latest application, they filed it under the Security Act of 1933. So there is a big, they seems to have found, you know, the path forward, and I think that has gotten SEC, you know, hot under the collar, and not to be outdone. Of course, we spoke about CFTC. Now remember, you know, CFTC, the Commodities Futures Trading Commission, they are also promising works, you know, of big actions coming from them, and they're not to be outdone. On the criminal side, DOJ, you know, doesn't seem to be in a good mood and are watching like a hawk. Now, all this, like what the word of Mick Mulvaney, the former acting White House chief of staff under President Trump, right? He advises a digital asset company now. He says this is his words. He says we are in the early days of some major upheaval. And the industry is giving, unfortunately, the crypto industry is giving people that hates it a lot of ammunition. So what's this ammunition that this industry is giving? It's not about the technology, right? And we have been really succinct about this disruptive technology. And I think SEC is relying on enforcement over the years to shape, to steer, or to bend the sector to its favor. All right, back to you.
Bending the sector to its favor. Over to you, Lily. What are your thoughts?
The way I've said it, it's Jeffy has mentioned that a failure is with the people on compliance, not the technology. So this technology, just like floodgates, the technology has not failed. The sort of like blockchain technology, because it has the ability to update simultaneously. So as SEC pursues all these lawsuits on exchanges and platforms, they will push sort of like DeFi into more technology reliant. So, and not people relying on compliance. So in the end, it will just it will surpass DeFi will certainly surpass centralized finance. That's the way I see it. Because people will want to get away with SEC prosecution. So in a way, DeFi is here to stay, whether SEC like it or not.
Exactly. You know, given things has developed the way it has, you know, already we are into version 3, you know, Web 3 version of the decentralized blockchain technology, actually. So, you know, DeFi, you can't shut it down. No matter what the political desire is, they just do not have, I don't see the SEC having that sort of budget to go after over 100 platforms and over 10,000 cryptos there are out there. It's just not possible. So the question then is SEC, next question, Flower, is SEC is clearly at war with crypto. So if they are at war with anything crypto-related services, products, and technologies, including but not limited to cryptocurrencies itself, NFTs, blockchain technologies, is this something that we should be concerned about, or is it just a phase while they give time to traditional banking sector to catch up to this phase? Over to you, Jesse.
Yeah, it's like a big onion, isn't it? You know, you have multiple layers and you have foreign actors. Now, before you call us conspiracy theories or conspiracy realists, right? SEC is truly at war with crypto. So the question then is why, and for whom, by whom, with whom? Is this just purely a SEC? You know, are they being steered by someone behind the scene? we have major assets manager, BlackRock, like the Templetons and the Fidelity joining the race in filing the ETF, right? ETFs, right? The crypto ETF this summer actually. So clearly all these major boys are getting into the game. Yes, perhaps it's to buy some time, that's definitely. But then we also know that SEC could very well be used. Well, that's my theory anyway, and that under the 3F plan, which is a realistic, it is a plan concocted by the CCP to take down or to destroy the US from within. And of course, Mr. Moscow has already told us, the FTXs of the world. Again, it is about the people failing, about the misusing of customers' money, and not about the technology. So you have multiple players and multiple, pooling of this intention, and incongruous from people looking outside. But once you know that the CCP has a plan to bring America, especially the economy, the financial system down to its knee, you begin to realize and you begin to see this as part of the plan. To me, that's crystal clear. That's part of the plan to create an upheaval, for the US to divide and conquer, to divide themselves from within even the financial sector, while they steam ahead, the CCP steam ahead with crypto.
So, the attitude of SEC being at war with crypto has actually been talked about quite a lot by Miles Gore, even before his being detained at the MDC. So, Lily, what are your thoughts as far as SEC is at war with crypto? Are they trying to serve their puppet master, or is it because really certain people's interest is being challenged? Hence, SEC is coming out using the legal hammer, even though they don't actually have that much of a law on their side, to hammer down all the DeFi platforms. Over to you, Lily.
So since joining NFSC, my eyes have opened to like the head of governments, like all these administrative arms of governments, that they are put in place to serve certain interest groups. So obviously SEC's actions lately has proven that they are serving interest groups of all these people. At the same time, when I'm seeing masters and visas considering tolls and stablecoin in their payment system, there may be divisive current underneath, even within the financial system. At the same time, eventually, the central bank, they have to come up with ways how to co-live with this blockchain technology in the and like human being, we always look for, especially the businesses, private sectors, financial sectors, we always go for the most efficient technology, most efficient means, and the cheapest way to achieve it. And blockchain technology has provided that it's the most efficient system so far. So eventually, SEC will have to, well, to me, SEC is fighting a losing war. It's just a matter of time. Yeah. So it can change with the change of personnel, change of office in the SEC. If Gary Gunn, if Gary Gensler. Gary Gensler is out of the picture, then everything can fall. That's the way I see it. That's the way I see it.
Exactly. Once an ecosystem is already existing and everybody is using it, there's no turning back, right? Who wants to go back to the traditional way of using SWIFT and pay lots of transaction fee? That's one very, 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 very practical example. Already in Australia, we have all these retailers actually complaining, not retailers, all the businesses actually complaining how much transaction fees they're paying to the banks. And banks are moving branches because they said, we don't need all these branches anymore. We want to get rid of the use of cash because it's costing too much. But by moving everybody to the digital platform, using FPOS or using credit cards, in the process, the banks make a lot more money, and everybody loses except the banks, because of course the businesses got to load the cost onto the consumers, right? That's how it is. Businesses also sometimes these days more and more we see businesses saying that if you use credit card, 1.5% charges will be loaded to the consumers. So at the end of the day, when there is a solution for a cheaper, lower transaction cost, everybody will stream towards it. That's how it is. So SEC, I think, is fighting a losing war, but in the process, it is really, really assisting the CCP in making to become a leader in this space. So we want to have a look at Malsqua's video. Flower, over to you.
首先，对美国的加大数字货币监管这是错的，它是战争。美国已经向数字货币宣战，未来会怎样的洗礼？数字货币会成为全人类上超过70%的生产力和交易工具，谁也挡不住，没有人挡得住，上帝也挡不住。而且谁挡数字货币的，谁就第一个倒下。然后各国央行都要想办法发行自己的数字货币，然后想代替、想竞争，甚至立各种恶法。 不让你使用数字货币，禁止你交易数字货币，都会失败。在未来2-3年会无数次这样，就是数字货币是过街的老鼠，人人喊打，但它最终玩不成，因为它改变不了区块链时代的到来，改变不了芯片的到来，绝对做不到。美国所有的立法，所有的数字货币的规则，它再立就2个，它最终一定是属于投资范围，一定是 SEC 监管。美联储非常清楚它面临的什么挑战，当前是通货膨胀。 全球货币整个蒸发，而且呢，现在数字货币的到来是它最大挑战。它是不可能把数字货币给掐死的，但是在没掐死之前，它是肯定得使劲掐，掐的中间找出来与数字货币共存的方式。那所有数字货币让他最不放心的就是所谓的，他认为他利用数字货币去中心化，然后对抗了美元。数字货币经过了一系列的挫折之后，它在信用积累和法币的联合下。 它将成为未来的绝对全球化唯一认可的货币。
Now, Malsqua, the first thing, the most pointed thing that he said is that whoever who goes against the digital currency era, whoever who goes against it will be the first to fall. Jesse, what are your thoughts on this comment?
Yeah, his statements are always loaded, and you really have to deep dive into each statement that is made, isn't it? And when he says that 70%, if we take the world GDP per year at about 100, 105, 120 trillion dollars, you're talking about what, 70 trillion dollars? So you're talking about $70 trillion emerging. Or emerging technology that's going to put to shame whatever has been the past, and the past has served its purpose, but it is within the palm of a few. Now it has opened up, and that's why it's called decentralized. Empowerment of the empowerment of people, common people, right? And then he said, the entire global currency has evaporated, meaning because of QE. So I think what he's really saying is debasement of the debasement of the current currency, actually. So what you have on your hand, it will not be worth a lot of money once the bubble bursts. Henceforth, digital currency or the blockchain era will shine the light on things which that doesn't want to be in the light, and henceforth. Cover that up, cover their tracks, and then go along with it. I think that's why we realize that they're kind of buying time. And then he also said that through all this, they will find a way to coexist with the digital currency, which is what they're trying to do with CBDC now. But that's just a distraction, because CBDC is still a centralized and versus a decentralized nature. So I think would you, like you say, the capital will always flow where there's less friction, isn't it? I think a conduit has been opened, an avenue has been opened in the Valley of Echo, and there's an escape route now for a lot of people, and the bridge between the fiat world and the digital world, especially what has happened with Chainlink, I think that is a pointer for us already, and that's why, if not, why would they flock a dead horse, isn't it? If it's dead horse, why flock it? It's not going to go anywhere. I think that's the clearest indicator for us that what Moscow said is pointing us in the right direction. All right, back to you.
So when you say the dead horse, you are talking about the dead horse being the current financial system, being the dead horse?
No.
Is that what you mean?
No, yeah, I'm talking about the digital currency or the blockchain. If it's a dead horse, if it's something which is no good and will not bring good to the economy or to the people, right? Especially to the people, why would the power that be and the powers be so keen on curtailing the empowerment of the common people? That's what I mean. If it's a dead horse, if digital currency is so bad, then people will find out anyway, right? After a while,
Exactly.
they'll be like, "Man, this is rubbish." So why worry? Why do they have to lose sleep over it and force after enforcement? Yeah.
Yeah. Lily, what are your thoughts as far as what Moscow has said? Is it just also buying time for the various central banks to issue their own CBDC? And what is the latest development as far as CBDC in major economy is? Over to you, Lily.
The way I would summarize it is our traditional financial system, especially our government, they just do not want to give up printing money. So they still can do away with CBDC because they can print endless. They can still continue the inflation because through inflation, that's how they rob people. So they are fighting desperately to retain that control. So when there are other stable coins that are more viable and valuable, usable to contest the CBDCs of governments, they will feel threatened, obviously. So in the end, I would see that the users will determine which stablecoin, which cryptocurrency will survive, because smart money will flow. Yeah.
Yeah, I think in the world there are still more stablecoin based on USD than other currencies. Do you see this trend changing in the future, Lily?
Yeah. So at the same time, if CC is going after all the USD cryptocurrency, other people will keep USD. They will maybe turn to euro or Japanese issue in other denominations, in other sort of So to other coins, they will deep. So in the end, they have to ban because the US economy cannot survive people eating USD. So
yep,
in
exactly.
the end, it has to fall. Their fight has to fall. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Jesse, do you have something else you want to say before we conclude?
No, yeah, it's like a sterling pounds, right? And the Lebanese pound. If you have a chance, before it was debased, would you have a chance that you can escape? Would you escape? You will. That's why Moscow is saying this is the future. Yes, it takes time to transit to the future. It could be bumpy, but that is that's the future already. So
exactly.
It's better you get ready and you. All right.
So my concluding statement, I would say that the more you see SEC trying to go after DeFi or crypto or blockchain technology, the more you know that they are fighting a losing battle. I would say stay fast and not not be deterred by what they're trying to do. A lot of people are very risk averse. They say, they're coming after us. Let's abandon this. Go back to what? traditional banking system that has failed us, we have no choice. So just to remind ourselves, the program, Flower, next slide. Our program is on Monday, 9 o'clock at Beijing time. And Sydney time is 11 o'clock. If you are in New York, it is actually 9 p.m. on a Sunday. Now, before we depart, we will have a look at G-Fashion. Why G-Fashion? Because it is one platform that uses HPay, our very own payment system. It allows 0 transaction fee. Just hear that correctly. 0 transaction fee, and it's instantaneous payment. Have a look at G-Fashion. Over to you, Fla.
Raindrops on my window pane, but nothing takes the pain away. Blood is pumping through my veins, but I will never feel the same. Worst thing about it, breaking heart.
安全对前沿加密技术出手，但你的财富没人能夺走。稳定币、浮动币设计天下无双，还有20%黄金挂钩，摧毁不停压榨你的机器，从此不再做金钱的奴隶。洗联储的大门永远张开向你，前途光明就在洗币。Welcome to the world, to the new world. Welcome to the world, yes, going to the moon. Welcome to the world, to the new world. Welcome to the world, yes, going to the moon. Welcome to the world, to the new world. Welcome to the world, yes, going to the moon. Welcome to
Dogecoin, do